Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Obelisk Lounge. Today, I am sharing a reading that I did with the element of water on the impact of technology, more specifically AI data centers on our environment. As some of you may know, the uptick in AI supercomputer data centers and its trivial usage amongst the people is beginning to have a negative impact on the people in Memphis, Tennessee, Abilene, Texas, and a few other places in Texas too. I can't name all of the cities, but a lot of places in the Midwest and many more places throughout the US, and of course globally as well, because this isn't just a US issue. This is a global issue with these data centers taking up all of the clean water and polluting the air more than it already is. A few months back, my sister actually suggested that I do a reading to see what the element of water has to say about its potential impact on our planet, what impact is going to have, on the element itself, and if we would have clean drinking water, like what are the solutions? I guess it's something that we should be uber concerned about and different things of that nature. So last week, I finally got around to doing that reading, and so I'm going to share what came out with you all. I also did a follow-up reading to see what can be done about the XAI Colossus data center in Memphis. There are actually two of Elon's supercomputers there. That's my hometown, so I want to see what's up. I want to see what I can do on the spiritual aspect, but as well as the material and physical aspect as well. So I will post that reading separately. Hello again, everyone. This is Justice. Today's Justice, Saturday, March 7th, 2026 Justice, the day this video is going out. So I wanted to just chime in really quickly because I originally started editing this video in January, I want to say that last week in January, and I had recorded, or I had did the reading a week prior to me actually getting ready to edit and design the video to release to you all. But life has gotten busy in a good way, right? In a good way, because I do this type of work as my full-time job. So all of the design things and different, and stuff like that, I do that as a full-time job. So doing it on the side can get really busy, and it can be a lot of work. But so for this video, listen to it as you would a podcast on Spotify or Apple, and just maybe go and dust your blinds, go and dust your ceiling fans, maybe wipe down the countertops or something like that while you're listening, because it's not a long video, so you can't deep clean the whole house. However, you can probably get a quick task completed by the time the video is over. But I just wanted to come through and chime in with that info, because for the remainder of the video, I'm not going to have any images or any pictures pop up. You might see Peter Thiel, the Palantir dude. You might see his photo pop up, but that'll be it, because I just wanted to go ahead and get this video out so that I can go ahead and free up some more of my time so I can do other content that it is that I'm interested in doing here on the channel as well. So sit back, enjoy, and go on about your business while you listen to this in the background. TTYL. Without further ado, let's get into it. First thing that the element of water pointed out was that there comes a time when things have to evolve and that nothing stays the same forever. And unfortunately, we are in a time where the more knowledge and information humanity gets, the more like God they think they are. And let me correct myself. So we're not in a time where that is happening. That's always been a thing amongst humanity. I just want to make that part clear. She also said that knowledge in the wrong hands leads to destruction, unfortunately. She went on to say that humanity thinks that they know more than the primordial forces that have been here before we were. We'll never run out of water, she said, if the element chooses to remain. Water always finds its way, and its enemies better be careful, thinking that they know it better than itself. If water wanted to, it would dry up in its most abundant places and appear in its most dry and arid places out of nowhere. We would call it a miracle. Moving forward, she said there will always be more than enough. It doesn't mean that we should misuse it and abuse it. And it also doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to be self-sufficient either, or to stop what is happening on our planet. We need to be our own saviors instead of always looking to be saved. We need to pay attention and let our distractions fall out at our side. The fight is easier than what it appears. It's not easy, but it's easier than what we think it is. But are we willing? She said, water runs deeper than what they can drill. Fresh, drinkable water. It will rise when it's time, not when we want it to. Of course, some people will go without. What do we expect from our current reality, the state of our world? People go without all the time. People have all the time. So, what's new in regards to that? Who are we to dictate, we as in humans, who are we to dictate who is worthy of coming or not? And so when she said that part, let me just quickly explain. Who are humans to dictate who is worthy of not of coming to, this new earth, this new and improved, revitalized, better version of earth? Who are we to decide who goes and who comes? That's not a decision that it is that we make. That is something that is beyond us. That is not even a decision that the element of water itself gets to make, because water is not the creator. It's not the highest creator. It's not the highest truth. So not even it gets to decide that. So when we see people going without, when we see people suffering and different things like that, that's not always up to us to dictate. However, as humanity, as a collective unit, we can do our absolute best to try to do something about those things. But of course, we can't save everybody. Everyone is not going to be saved, because that's just not how our world works. That's not how our reality works. That's just that, and that's just the truth. If we lived in a utopia, it would be something completely different, but we don't. We live on Earth for now. So, or better yet, this is the state of our Earth for now, because it won't always be this way, but for now, this is just the state of it, unfortunately. And fortunately for some, but unfortunately for others. Oh, I love this part. What she said. She said, man will continue to turn on itself, but we will be here for those who don't sit by and watch. We, as in the collective elements, we, as in, the beings of creation, the beings that God called, or the elements and things that God called into creation to help support us here on the planet, like air, like water, like earth, like archangels, like some of your spirit guides, and so on and so forth. We will be here to support those who don't sit by and watch. So if you are lazy, trifling, oblivious MF, ain't nobody coming to save you, Otis. Okay. And the real good thing that she said that I loved, y'all, she said, enemies will be dealt with accordingly, but not on our time. And that's the thing, right? Because oftentimes we like to see, or at least I know for me, if I have an enemy, I want to be a witness to their demise. Okay, that's me. You know what I'm saying? I want to know. But but as a humanity, things are just not going to happen always on our time. We won't always see these people perish as they should for their crimes, but they will be dealt with in time accordingly. That's what the element of water said. Boom shakalaka. The final thing she said was that Earth will replenish itself. It will not be destroyed. There is victory on the other side of this for those who remain and overcome. And that is the reading. And so my thoughts when I gathered, when she gave me all of this information, was more so just gratitude. I'm grateful that, that the earth won't necessarily be destroyed, and that not everyone in it, will be destroyed. And for the people who are fighting politically for our causes, spiritually, for our collective causes, emotionally, mentally, everybody who is playing their individual role, the individual role that they were called to in this lifetime to do, that work will not go in vain. And so that is something that gave me a lot of peace of mind, a lot of joy, and a lot of gratitude. And just as the element of water said, does that mean that we need to be trifling because we know we're going to be victorious? No. Does that mean we still need to be lazy stalemates and just sit by and overuse things and overconsume things because we gonna be all right? No, because one thing about readings, they may come out a certain way, but if people don't follow the guidelines, the solutions, the provisions of that reading, it can very much so turn away in someone's disfavor or unfavor, excuse me. So yeah, so take with that as you will. Be responsible. Treat the earth with respect, and the earth will treat you with respect in return. Do right. Be righteous, be holy, do your best. Don't be trifling. If you want to book a reading, that information is going to be in the description box. I will see you all in my next video. Talk to you later. Bye.